Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Fish Keeper Jamaica Rally here. You know, as a fish keeper, one would believe that once you are indulged in an activity that you will never make mistakes. That is an error in which I think many persons um, hold themselves to. Right? As a fish keeper, and I've been keeping fish was about for a long while, right? But I've been keeping fish on a whole scale, on a large scale, for the past about 3 years, right? My channel started in April 2017, right? Giving a shout out to all persons who have subscribed to me. Thank you very much, and I also spread the love with you with regards to subscribing, right? Okay, cool. So that's out of the way. Today's video is about mistakes in which I have made during my fish keeping experience within the last year. Now, I have 5, right? So let's look at the 5 mistakes in which I have made. Number 1 mistake, changing 100% of the water at one time. Now I have a goldfish pond, IBC tote, and that goldfish IBC tote is about 280 gallons, but I usually put 250 in it, right? So one day this year, right? One day last year, in 2017, right? Because we're now in 2018. One day fish keepers, we should know that we should never do 100% water change unless it's totally necessary, right? Okay, the number 2 mistake in which I made during the course of the last year is placing a fish that was caught from the wild, right, into a container with fish that I have ready at home, right? That cost me a goldfish because those fish are so aggressive that they actually, and I had a video on that also, wild fish in my pond, right? So you can check it out if you have not seen that before, right? Where they are small, very small, less than 1 inches, and they actually dealt with my goldfish, which was also less than 1 inches. Really terrible. They clip off all of the fin at the back, and they clip off the fin at the side, and the fish eventually died. All right. Number 3, the third mistake in which I have made is to put my medium-sized Oscar in a pond with 51. That time it was 51, right? 51 Jack Dempseys. No, to tell you the truth, the Oscar was larger than the Jack Dempsey, right? So I placed them in it because I read and I researched that Jack Dempsey and Oscar could go together. So I was like experimenting, 1, and 2, I wanted the space from which they were in because I was getting some new fish, right? So therefore I just placed the Oscar. As a matter of fact, I placed 3 Oscars in it. I placed my big one, the Zeus, in which I always hear me talk about, and I placed 2 others, medium size. Zeus was really big, right? But after finding space for Zeus at the front, I decided to put Zeus at the front because I realized that Zeus might end up being too aggressive for my Jack Dempseys, because he was like at the top and the Jack Dempsey was like at the bottom, and like whenever feeding time is like they had a problem going up for the feed because Zeus would just attack them. So I took him out and I placed him at the front by himself. Cool. And came on one evening and found, after that I came on one evening and found one of my medium-sized Oscar dead. Okay, so I took it out and I placed it. I took out the other one, and here go now my other error in which I have made, right? I placed the medium-sized Oscar with my large Oscar Zeus, And by evening when I reached home from work, I looked at the bottom and my nice white, well, we call it albino Oscar, was dead on the tank floor because Zeus actually messed him up, right? So that is one of another mistake in which I've made. So retracting back my mistakes, everybody make mistake in the fish keeping hobby, and if you should suggest that you did not make mistake in the fish keeping hobby, I don't think you are truthful, right? Okay, so let's go to my next error in which I've made in the fish keeping hobby. Now you all know that I have spawned, well, my chromides have spawned twice in my pond, right? So the first spawn good and they were going on okay, and then I looked in it about 4 weeks after, I saw a second spawn. I said, wow, excellent. So everybody was in the pond, but after a while when I checked, I realized that it is only the larger spawn, the first spawn, that was actually swimming up and down. I realized that the last set of spawn, which should be like half the size of the first spawn, doesn't exist in the pond, right? And I know that chromides actually don't eat their young, they actually protect them. Well, my realization is that the first spawn ate the second spawn, right? And my chromides, actually the adults, were about to give a third spawn. So therefore I took them out and I placed them elsewhere. Alright, so that's my mistake in which I made. And the fifth mistake in which I've made for 2017, right, in which I'm still feeling the effects even now, is to introduce some snails in which I never know about. And I have them took over my pond and they're messing up my stuff. I'm not messing up, but honestly, I've introduced some snails in my pond, right? My ponds, right? And I've done a video on that, and if you have not seen it, you need to check it out, right? Wherein it's I've shown you several, well, 3 different type of snails that now existed in my pond, and I have been trying I've been trying effortlessly to get rid of them. But the more I try, is like the more they keep coming back. So I am at loss for words. And if you have a way in which you could get rid of them for good, the lettuce in the water do get rid of them, yes, but after a while they still come back. And so for those persons wondering how can I get rid of snails after a pond, I know you can get a leafy vegetable like a lettuce or something like that, and put it down to the bottom of the pond, and the snails will come to it, and then you lift out the lettuce and the snails on it, and you can dispose of it. Yeah, but after a while you still see the snails them all over the place again. Alright, so those are my 5 main mistakes in which I've made during the course of 2017. Is hope that I will not make these mistakes anymore. I do not consider myself as a novice fish keeper, meaning a beginner fish keeper, right? But I still do not consider myself as an expert, so kind of in between, right? So I am learning certain things. I am trying to, develop myself as a good fish keeper, and I think I might exit the world wherein I actually rear fish for sale. Rather, I might just rear fish just because I want it, just for my own pleasure, rather than for selling. So I'm thinking about that for 2018. So some fish in which I normally have, I am not really interested in them anymore. Example, guppies and the normal mollies. But I still have a few, right? I've sold and I've given away a few, but I'm not really interested in rearing them anymore, because they are like a dime a dozen, right? A lot of persons have them. I want fish that I want to get fish that is rare, and you know, will, you know, let me feel accomplished more than how I am. Thank you very much for watching Fish Keeping Jamaica right here. Bye bye.